For more music, check out our Spotify and YouTube playlists. Enjoy.
Dancing in August, your hair like flickering flames in the wind, our bodies in motion, the time went by so fast. Do you remember the first day that we met? Do you remember how much fun we had? Oh Caroline, will you be mine? Oh Caroline.
Can I ask a question? We'll start show in a second. But I know I'm old. Can somebody tell me though, what in the hell is a Billy eyelash?
I had a dream. I got everything I wanted. Not what you think. And if I'm being honest, it might have been a nightmare to anyone who might care. Thought I could fly, so I stepped off the golden. Nobody cried. Nobody even noticed. I saw them standing right there. Kinda thought they might care. I had a dream. I got everything I wanted. But when I wake up I see you with me. And you say, as long as I'm here, no one can hurt you. Don't wanna lie here, but you can learn to. If I could change the way that you see yourself, you wouldn't wonder why they don't deserve you. tried to scream, but my head was underwater. They called me weak, like I'm not just somebody's daughter. It could have been a nightmare, but it felt like they were right there. And it feels like yesterday was a year ago, but I don't wanna let anybody know, 'cause everybody wants something from me now, and I don't wanna let them down. I had a dream, I got everything I wanted, but when I wake up I see you with me. And you say, as long as I'm here, no one can hurt you. Don't wanna lie here, but you can learn to. If I could change the way that you see yourself, you wouldn't wonder why they don't deserve you. If I knew it all, then would I do it again? Would I do it again? If they knew what they said would go straight to my head, what would they say instead? If I knew it all, then would I do it again? Would I do it again? If they knew what they said would go straight to my head, what would they say instead?
Okay. So, man, 2020 was weird. We missed out on a lot with coronavirus, but that's of all the talent, of all the musicians, of all the artists in America, that song right there was the best we could do in 2020, according to the good people over at the Grammys. I had no idea what a Billie Eyelash was. I thought it might have been a brand of fake eyelashes. I don't know. But shout out to Billie Eyelash, I guess. I don't know. I don't have any idea. Hold on, I gotta turn the phones on. How y'all doing? Happy Monday morning. This is Uncle Lou here. That's right. It's me, Uncle Lou, live for you on LouTube today. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Did y'all have a good weekend? I did. The weather was amazing, and of course we had time change. It can't be just me. It can't be just me. When the time changes and it starts saying light out longer, doesn't it does something to you. I don't know. I feel completely rejuvenated every year when the time changes. And it was 80 degrees here Saturday, 80 degrees yesterday, sunny. It's cloudy today, not as warm today. I think it's only about 65 today, but I mean, I'm not complaining about 65. 65 is great. I'm getting the phones. I forgot to turn the phones on. I was so enthralled by that Billie Eyelash. I forgot to turn the phones on. So I'm doing that now. Yeah, thank you for calling Call In Studio. Yeah, you're welcome. Turn my phones on, lady. There we go. Of course, we got to have the phones on account of the fact that we got fake news in the traffic report today. And I think Celine is on the show today. I forgot to write it down, but I think his birthday is tomorrow. And he wanted to come on the show today. So I think he's coming on at 9. So that's the plan. Okay, I'm in pay attention mode now. Sorry about that. I usually get all that done before the show starts, but I mean, really, can you blame me? Can you blame me? I mean, once Billie Eilish comes on, you have to stop everything you're doing and just pay attention to that emotional train wreck, which is, as previously mentioned, the best America could do in terms of music in 2020 was our good buddy Billie Eilish. Have y'all seen Grayson in here this morning? Grayson, if you're in here, you won on Friday, but I didn't see where you sent me a picture. So whatever picture it is that you'd like proudly displayed right here next to the Uncle Lou live schedule, which is prime real estate, by the way. This is prime. Listen, do you know how much it would cost to run an advertisement next to the Uncle Lou live schedule? I mean, you're talking tens of dollars. $20 probably. Prime real estate. But I don't see where you sent the picture in. I know you won one time before. I think you did anyway. But I don't save those pictures. So email me whatever picture it is you want up here next to the Uncle Lou live show schedule for the week, and we will put it up there for you. It looks really sad and lonely not having any picture up there at all. So I'm just letting you know. I'm just letting you know. Send it to me. Football news. Well, where's all the Tennessee fans that like to laugh when a Georgia player takes a parking boot off a car? Where's all my Vols at? I know y'all are in here. Stop hiding. There's no sense in hiding. You've been here this long through misery and shame, years of it. Why hide now? Where's all my Vols at? I was surprised to hear, honestly, I'm going to be serious for a second. I was surprised to hear that the Vols had this trouble. 3 Vols arrested on drug charges. I was surprised to hear that. I'm going to be honest. I didn't know the Vols had 3 players left. I thought they all left. I thought they all entered the portal or just quit altogether. So this was surprising news to me that Tennessee had 3 players arrested on drug charges, but they've been suspended indefinitely by the school after being arrested on drug charges in connection with an incident Tuesday night in a residence hall. Second-year linebacker Martavius French and incoming recruits Aaron Willis and Isaac Washington are among the 5 people arrested on charges of simple possession and unlawful drug paraphernalia, according to University of Tennessee police log posted Friday. Sounds like they should have been in Atlanta. They would have had no problems here in Atlanta. Not here. I'm not in Atlanta, but in Atlanta. But if it was just simple possession, there's no such thing as that in Atlanta, from best I can tell, from spending a weekend up there a couple of weeks ago. No such thing as that. But in Knoxville, it's a no-no. In the dorm, too. I guess in the residence hall. Got to play by the rules. University police sent out a safety notice following the incident, described as an assault and a burglary by... This is what I don't understand, because I read this article yesterday. These players were all arrested on simple possession and drug paraphernalia charges. So basically, they had a little bit of weed and a pipe. You know? Who cares? But when you read down, I don't understand. The incident was described as an assault and a burglary by a group of 4 or 5 males. Well, where are the assault and burglary charges? I don't. Does someone know more about this than I do? According to the notice, a Stokely Hall resident was assaulted by one man, while 3 to 4 other males entered the residence and went to another room in the apartment where it was believed they took items belonging to the victim. And then it says the victim and the roommate could not identify the group that entered the room. So this is what it sounds like happened to me. And if someone knows more, feel free to correct me in the comments section. This is what it sounds like to me. Sounds like a group of 4 or 5 football players broke into a guy's room and stole some stuff. When the police showed up, the victim had amnesia. You know, had football player amnesia. He didn't want to be the guy to rat out a bunch of football players. That's what it sounds like to me. Oh, I don't remember what they looked like. Yeah, there was 4 or 5 of them rummaging through my room, but I don't know what they looked like. While the police were there, shaking their head at these idiotic answers this kid was giving them, they happened to come across, I guess, these football players with the weed. I'm assuming that's what happened. Does someone know more than I do? I don't know. You know, I don't know. That's what it sounds like to me. Sounds to me like some football players broke into a room, stole some stuff. When the police showed up, everybody had amnesia. Does weed cause amnesia? I don't know. I don't know. I would have no way of knowing. But that's what it sounds like happened to me. But as far as the weed charges go, no one cares. No one cares. Now, it's a terrible decision. You know, again, even if weed was legal, you shouldn't be doing it when you're on a football scholarship, in my opinion. You know, I say this all the time. I make this analogy all the time. If you're 21, you can drink, right? Doesn't matter if you're on the football team or not. There's not a separate law that says you can drink when you turn 21 unless you're on football scholarship. No. If you're 21, Friday night comes around, you want to go sit in a bar till 2:30 in the morning, you can do that. There's no law that stops you. But it doesn't mean it's a good idea, and you shouldn't be doing it if you're a football player, my opinion. You have to give up certain things. You get a whole lot. You get a lot as a football player, and you're expected to give up a lot. So even if weed was legal, probably not the best idea to be running around the dorm smoking it as you're breaking into someone else's apartment, which, again, the article doesn't say that, but you can kind of put 2 to 2 together here and see what happened, can't you? These football players broke in, stole some stuff. When the police showed up, no one wanted to identify them. I don't know. I didn't see nothing. My name Bennett, I ain't in it, kind of thing. You know, that's what it looks like to me. I don't know. But so, you know, are they bad kids for smoking weed? No. If they broke into someone's apartment and stole something, though, that's not a very good sign, is it? No, it's not. It's not a good sign at all. It's not a good sign at all. All right, Traction Jackson. Is that your name in the comment section? If it's not, it should be. Grayson just sent me an email, and his email, the name on his email is Traction Jackson. Traction Jackson. If that's not your name in the comment section, then you have made a bad decision somewhere along the line. And now the phone system cuts off too for no apparent reason. All right, let's get to the fake news here. Give me 1 second. Here we go. Let's get to the fake news. Traction Jackson. I'll put the picture up. I'll load the picture up. Traction Jackson. As we're being enthralled by the fake news here, which we need to get to probably now, I think. Let's see if this is fake news. Yep. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
Uncle Lou.
Yes.
Scott Kerr.
Scott Kerr.
Okay.
With the fake
Had to
news.
call back in.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. My cell phone disconnected, so I can't blame that on the call-in studio thing that I use. Normally, it's the call-in studio's fault. This was not the call-in studio's fault. This was Uncle Lou's cell phone's fault. But anyway, glad you're here now, though. That's great.
I am too.
How was your weekend?
On the Grammys. It was just like yours. It was a beautiful weekend. We figured out what we're going to plant for a garden.
Chess Hall. Hold on 1 second. 1 second, sir. Chess Hall.
Yes.
Chess Hall.
Yeah.
If you're listening, I'm pretty sure that you are. Stop calling my cell phone. Okay? Before I drive to whatever abandoned lot you're staying in these days. And what are you doing, sir? Okay, go ahead, Scott. Sorry about that.
Anyway, yeah, we prepared ourselves for our garden, and I don't know what it is in South Carolina, but getting the vaccination, which I qualify for, my wife and I, cannot find it here in the Low Country. Okay, and so I am going to Sumter, South Carolina, this Tuesday, about an hour and a half away from Charleston, to get my first vaccination because that's the only place I can find one. It's nuts, crazy.
Yeah, I can't believe they don't have one.
Well, they keep saying, okay, we were supposed to been vaccinated, this past Friday, our first vaccination, and then they said, oh, we ran out. This is MUSC Hospital. Oh, we ran out, but we'll get back with you. You're on a wait list. We promise you we're going to get back with you. Not a word. Even called and asked about that. And I called a lady and I said, I noticed that Johnson & Johnson's going to be one of your vaccinations. And she said, Pfizer? I said, no, ma'am, Johnson & Johnson. Well, no, we're only doing Pfizer. I said, you have Johnson & Johnson.
You want the one, that's the one shot. Too. That's the one shot.
That's the one-shot deal. So they have all three. They have Pfizer, Moderna, and Johnson & Johnson.
Yeah.
They can't get in. Supposedly, now I get it. The snowmageddon that happened, a few weeks ago really kind of stopped the supply chain. There's still trains out there, aren't there? I mean, and planes. I don't know. Anyway,
well, this ain't Italy's. This ain't Mussolini's Italy, sir. The trains are not running on time.
Yeah, exactly.
Shout out to all my history buffs out there who knows what the hell I'm talking about when I say that, which is probably about 3 people.
Yeah, you tell them, Lou. You tell them.
Mussolini had them trains running on time, buddy. On time.
And on the Grammys, I don't pay any attention to the Grammys. I have not paid attention to the Grammys. I just looked it up. I did see that the Strokes won Best Rock Album for the Abnormal, which I think, okay, great. Okay, that's fairly normal. The Strokes actually won a rock album, but they had in a rock performance Fiona Apple, and I'm like, what? So I don't pay attention to any of the Grammys at all. It's like everyone's talking about Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. You know what? I could give a damn about England. I could give a tinker's damn about what's going on over in Great Britain right now. No, I don't care. I just don't care. So they can, everyone can have their, fits about what's going on, have their hissy fits about all that, but it does not affect me here in Summerville, South Carolina. The only thing that could affect me is a Hell's Angel showing up at my house. That's the only thing that can bother me.
That would not be good.
Lou, no, it would not be good, no. Lou. It would not be good at all. By the way, you are looking striking in that pink shirt you're wearing.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm a confident 90s man, so I can do that.
That's right. Yeah. You sure are.
Right.
All right, Lou. I'll get started with this. You know what? One last thing. I'm sorry. I know it's last week's news. Rush Probst and the whole dealings with Georgia and Alabama and the allegations there. This is the question I ask. It's just like if anybody believes in the Sasquatch. Well, guess what? The Sasquatch is the greatest hide and seek master of all time.
Yes, I've seen. I've seen the T-shirt that says that, so I know for a fact that it's true.
And secondly, if this were true, and this has been going on, don't you think that some disgruntled NCAA college football athlete would have come out and outed this program by now?
Well, yeah.
Somebody.
Well, yeah. And of course, Rush Probst submitted 2 or 3 days ago.
Wow.
A signed affidavit, which a signed affidavit is legally binding. In other words, if you lie on a signed affidavit, that's just like lying in a courtroom. He's through his lawyers, he submitted a signed affidavit to both UGA and Alabama saying he has no knowledge whatsoever, ever, at any time, of any player ever being paid any money by either school.
Oh, is that right? I didn't hear that news. Okay. Yeah. Oh, well, we've heard the rumors. I remember, when Cam Newton supposedly Auburn bought a house for his dad, And anytime that's brought up in front of Cam wants to whip anybody's behind. It says that.
Well,
so
I know what it wasn't a house, it was a church. They put a new roof on his church is what they did. They ran that scam through a slot casino in Alabama, but that's true. That's real. They rigged a slot machine. They roped off a slot machine. They had a certain individual come into the casino. They said, "Hey, if I was you, I'd go play that slot machine right there." They unroped it. He walked up to the slot machine. He pulled it. Boom, down came whatever it was, $200 and something thousand, I think. What a lucky winner! One pull of the machine. Yeah, and then Scam Newton's daddy had a new roof put on his church.
Well, good for that. Good that he's got a new roof. I mean,
right.
If it's going to anything, it's going for a cause of a church.
Right.
All right. Well, let's get started here, Lou.
And they would the church would never scam anybody.
Of course not.
No.
Well, the greatest way to wash money is through a church.
That's right.
If you're going to wash money, you wash money through a church. That is the absolute best way.
That's right.
I've just watched too many, I guess, Law and Orders to everyone knows that. All right. It's time for Lou 2 Fake News, and here's the news fit to be only on the Uncle Lou channel. Well, we just talked about him, Rush Probst, controversial high school football coaches states that both Georgia and Alabama players are being paid upwards of $180,000 a year to play football on those teams, forced both Clemson Tide coach Nick Saban and Georgia coach Kirby Smart held a press conference together. Saban started out, but this is the most ridiculous nonsense I've ever heard. This is Alabama, by God. Smart agreed that Georgia is also a high-ranking college and prestigious team. You think we would insult players by paying them $180,000 a year? Our players make upwards up to millions of dollars, and that damn dumbass Probst is just jealous. That old coot can't feed all the illegitimate children in the two families he has running around the dirt roads of Georgia. Then both coaches stated simultaneously, bullshit. Smart stated, as former running back Nick Chubb tweeted, if I wanted money, I'd have gone pro. Fake news, which makes this fake news reporter proud that he used our resources. Just after the news broke, Rush Probst, who has a PhD in general dickedness, has been diagnosed with a case of herpes simplex 10 and chlamydia, which happens to be one of his illegitimate daughter's names. Hey, chlamydia, your dad called. The doctor that examined him stated that there's not enough penicillin in Georgia to clear what he has. Good luck. Probst has isolated himself at a slow ride trailer park in Bainbridge, Georgia, so not to spread the disease to anyone else. Slow ride trailer park residents want him out of their park. We run a nice residence, said toothless Rooster Coleman. So they burned him out of his trailer the following night. Probst, for all we know, is homeless, but do not approach him if you see him. Herpes simplex 10 is a dangerous as the coronavirus. Les Miles and his career of coaching for Kansas have parted ways. From all indications, this dates back to infractions that happened when Miles was coaching at LSU. Miles said that Rush Probst sounds like his kind of coach and would love to join whatever team he will be a part of once his herpes simplex 10 chlamydia quarantine is over. I just want to know how he approaches women. I've had no such luck with my creepy threads on Facebook, nor my text. Other than that, Les Miles stated, boy, I'd like to stay out of prison, and sped off quickly in his rented Toyota Prius. Dak Prescott of the Cowboys and former Mississippi State quarterback had a huge renewal contract guaranteeing him $126 million. Everyone seems happy except for Arkansas coach Sam Pittman. Pittman called up Jerry Jones, an Arkansas Razorback alum, and cussed Jones out. You turd for brains. If you've got that much money to give to Prescott, why not send some money my way to buy a decent team? Damn it. I'm smarter than Jeremy Pruitt. I give my cash away in a Hardee's bag. Jones hung up on Pittman, but did send him a gift card for a year at the all-you-can-eat buffet at Golden Corral. And I think we all breathe a sigh of relief that Tiger Woods has a long recovery, but alive and well after a horrific single-person car accident. While idiot reporters keep stating that Tiger didn't know the area, this reporter Googled that Woods was born and raised 15 minutes away in Orange County from the accident and knows the greater Los Angeles area quite well. A fake news team was able to sneak into the hospital and speak to Tiger, who told us that morning he had an epiphany. He was late for the filming of a Discovery Channel show, so while driving down the winding hills and gaining speed, Tiger decided that I wanted to be the greatest daredevil stunt driver ever. So he increased speed, and when he hit the median, he went up in the air that would have cleared at least 15 school buses. Not bad for a first-timer, huh? Bragged Tiger. I just didn't quite hit the landing right. Woods knows he has a lengthy recovery. He has time to think over whether he's still going to be in professional golf or daredevil for him in the future. Tiger the Flyer, he asked. He said, what do you think about that? This reporter believes whatever Tiger puts his mind to do, he will do it well. And Bluetooth fake news is being brought to you by that aggravating person that's on your cell phone. Yes, TikTok, Chesol, ass juice. I'd be trying to sell you some, Lou. If you ever wondered. Right. If you ever wondered, what is that juice in pickled eggs and pickled feet that keeps products sustainable? It's Chesol ass juice. And now, for a limited time, you can buy a case of Chesol ass juice for $29.95. Chesol ass juice can be used for a variety of items. Clean that mold off your house, but be ready for some grass to die around your property. Or, want to make you a Bloody Mary that's extra spicy? Chesol ass juice will give your drink that kick. Barbers from across the country swear by the comb cleaning usage of Chesol ass juice. Order today. CHAJ.us. That's Chaj.us. Warning, Chesol ass juice can cause skin irritation, nausea, irritable bowel syndrome, a heart stroke, hemorrhoids, canker sores, rheumatoid arthritis, corneal scar of the eyes, and loss of taste and smell for the rest of your life. Used with precautions in a hazmat suit. Enjoy and be enlightened in the wonders of TikTok Chesol ass juice. TikTok Chesol ass juice. Hells Angels Bar and Goose Creek is our other sponsor. This St. Patty's Day, they're celebrating. They're going to be happening this Wednesday, where the bar will be serving green beer, real green beer from 1973, and pickled eggs and pig's feet from the same year. Gassy Charlie will be partying his rendition of Old Danny Boy. Lastly, Big Dick Grinch dresses up as St. Patrick himself and uses his homemade pesticide to run off garden snakes and any other critter in the compound. Your lungs will burn, but you'll be too drunk to remember. On the potent green beer for St. Patty's Day at Hells Angels Bar, just before Stumpy's Firecracker Stand in Goose Creek. And that is the fake news for the week, only on the YouTube channel. Ponderous, man. Just ponderous. Scott Kerr reporting.
You know, this is a lot of times I'll wonder, like, back when I used to listen to talk radio a lot, or and you would see like if anyone's in the Augusta area, like, you know, Austin Rhodes, he's been on talk radio here forever in the afternoons. He's a political guy, but you know, he'll get a sponsor.
Like Harley Drew used to be there. Harley Drew, 15:15.
Yeah, Harley Drew.
Yeah.
How do you do? Yeah. You know Harley? Yeah.
I do know Harley from way back when.
Yeah, I liked Harley Drew. Do you know Austin Rhodes?
I don't know Austin Rhodes. No.
Okay.
No,
he's been the afternoon talk guy here, 3 to 6, you know, in the afternoon drive guy for 25 years, probably. I mean, just forever. He's been on forever and ever.
Yeah.
But anyway, I used to wonder, because they get endorsements all the time, you know, and some of them are just commercials that play on the radio, but every once in a while you get an endorsement that the on-air guy actually reads, you know, like, you know, Verizon, or, you know, buy a car from this place or whatever. And I often wondered, like, I wonder how much, like, integrity is involved with some of that. Like, if an on-air guy is really telling people, hey, I buy my widgets at this widget store, and you should too. I've often wondered, like, how much of that is just he's being paid and how much of it is the guy really does buy his widgets there. Now I know. It's just the money. Because I'm not going anywhere near TikTok Chess Hall Ass Juice, but I'm more than happy to have them as a sponsor of the fake news. So now I know.
I'd be surprised if you don't get a case via Amazon that's on your doorstep today, Lou. So just be prepared. If you see the Amazon guy and he's wearing a hazmat suit, you know what's coming.
Well, I was gonna say, if they do deliver a case of TikTok Chess Hall Ass Juice here, I hope it comes in an unmarked container so that the guy delivering it doesn't know that I'm receiving a case of TikTok Chess Hall Ass Juice. How embarrassing would that be?
Sad thing too. See, Chess doesn't have enough money to put it in plastic jars, so it comes in glass jars, like the mason jars.
I would rather someone sent me a giant pink dildo, and on the box it said "giant pink dildo." I would rather the mailman drop that off and laugh as he drives away than for him to drop off a case of TikTok Chess Hall Ass Juice.
And it's not in a box; it's just shaped like the.
When you order a poster, it comes in one of those tubes. It's like that,
Yeah, right. It's
giant pink dildo.
It's just wrapped in plastic and it's got the dress on
clear
that.
cellophane. Yeah.
I believe you, but
man.
The only problem was in the mason jars, and he didn't box it very well, that it could break. So can you imagine the smell and one of those Amazon vans? That could happen.
What a disaster that would be.
Well, Embassy Suites, they're saying they're still trying to clean up the mess that was on the window. Yeah.
Yeah, they had to put up one of those caution signs out front. They're blaming it on COVID, but really they're just having to completely like whitewash the place because Chess Hall spent 2 nights in there.
I heard they thought there was a meth lab in there, so that's why they had to clear the whole floor, from what I was told.
That's terrible. Scott Kerr, thank you, sir. Another
Oh,
banger
thank
today.
you.
Another banger today. That was good. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Lou.
Yeah,
I love doing this.
We appreciate it.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for taking the time. I hope you have a great week. You too, and we'll talk to you next Monday.
Too.
All right, buddy. Bye.
Okay.
Scott Kerr with the fake news, and that was a good one today. That was a great one today. They're all good. That one was great. I almost fell out of my chair and hurt my whole left side when he said the TikTok Chess Hall Ass Juice thing. That was really something serious. Okay, Traction Jackson, thank you for sending the picture in. Where did it go? Oh, there it is right there. Yeah, I appreciate that. And I guess you did send it in too on before, and maybe I just missed it. But anyway, you resent it, or maybe you didn't. I don't know. Anyway, I got it, and there it is. Now, there's some obvious questions here. I don't know if we should ask them now or later, but my question isn't so much about why she's standing there with a hot dog in her mouth. The question would be more like, does she know you sent that picture in? And well, yeah, does she know? Because that's really something there. I guess that's a hot dog. I don't want to assume. It appears to be a hot dog. Could be worse, right? It could be one of those. Well, never. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. Shout out to Scott Kerr. Thank you, sir. Time for the traffic report. Yeah, good morning, but you're on with Uncle Lou, though.
Good morning, Uncle Lou. How are you?
Doing great. How are you doing?
I'm good. Just bottling up some ass juice over here to send out.
Oh, good. Great. I'll be expecting that. That's perfect. Now, is business booming?
Oh yes, we've already sold out.
Now, how long does it take you to make one mason jar's worth of TikTok chess hall ass juice?
About a minute and a half.
Is it? I'm gonna assume. I'm gonna assume that you can make a lot more of it a lot faster in the summertime than you can the wintertime. Would that be fair to say?
Oh yeah, I was outside all day yesterday.
Oh shit! You probably made plenty then.
Oh yeah, at least 2 cases.
That's sick, ain't it?
Yeah, you got to roll with the punches.
You do have to roll with the punches. I've heard that somewhere before. I don't remember where, but I do know that I've heard it somewhere before. What do we got today? The traffic report?
Of course, every Monday.
Every Monday. Oh, okay. Well, we better get right to it.
All right. Good morning, everybody. TikTok says all here coming at you with the traffic report. I may have a 59 IQ, but my handlers are letting me do this morning. In news, it appears our buddy 8 Camel Toes cannot keep Chess Hall's name out of his mouth. It has been reported the other night. I witnessed myself. Camel Toes calling me what did he say? Punk ass bitch. I am a fat fuck, apparently. And I'm a loser, and I live with my mom.
This is all breaking news according to 8 Camel Toes?
Yes.
Wow.
Apparently. Yeah, riveting, I know, right?
Guy just can't let it go, can he?
Just won't. This guy's like a turd that won't flush.
Yeah, he just keeps circling the bowl. Yeah, that is true. I've noticed that.
But TikTok Chess Hall did not respond, though, because he's smarter than that. Because he lives rent-free in Camel Toe's head. Such as Lou.
Now...
Also in news... Oh, go ahead.
Now, when you say you didn't respond, was that by choice or because... I'm sure he's got you blocked. So it sounds good to say, like, I didn't respond, I'm too good for that type of thing. But... So what do you mean?
He has me blocked.
Right.
But I made a video. I did make a video in response to him, but I did not upload it because it's not worth it.
It's really not. You're right.
Why give him any, not clout, but recognition on my channel, what I've worked hard for?
Exactly. That would be silly.
You know, he's a legend, right? He's a legend.
What's the new thing? What's the new thing? What's the new thing that the, well, I don't know if you're going to get to this story or not, so I'll hold off to the end and see if you mention anything about this. But anyway, go ahead, Chess Hall. You're the reporter. I'm just the listener. So
yes, sir. Also in traffic report, Ballard Sports Media. We need to have a real major talk with him. It's been reported that he was late for his job for the morning show on last Friday.
Yeah.
I think Lou can confirm this. I'm starting to get worried about him, Lou.
Unfortunately, I can confirm that. Yes. Unfortunately, that is true.
Lou, I think he's starting to get that Chess Hall syndrome.
You know,
I think I'm starting to rub off on him.
Ever since his parents kicked him out and made him move to Alabama to live with his grandparents, I have noticed a real lack of motivation starting to set in on our buddy Ballard Sports Media. Now, I hope this is just a temporary funk that he finds himself in and not a precursor of things to come.
Yeah, because he started off with his hair, not cutting his hair. Then he got put to the transfer portal, and now he's being late. I don't know what's next, Lou. I'm worried about him. Ballard called me after the show. Also in news, our most valuable slob, Michael Vick, received his plaque and showed it off to the world. Also, did you hear that Michael Vick can sing, Lou? Really good, actually.
I heard rumors. I did hear rumors.
This guy has the voice of an angel. He needs to record a song immediately. He sings 10 times better than Tina Turner, and even me.
Well,
This guy has.
technically, he's already recorded multiple songs, because anything you do on YouTube is recorded.
Well, somebody needs to get this man a record because this guy can sing.
Should
Also,
we
he could
should we
sit
should
on
we
20 Drive Live.
should we play some of that, or
Of course we should, Lou. We should show the people.
now before I show the people him singing, are we going to give credit to anyone else who, in other words, was this a one-man band?
No, this was not a one-man band. I believe our buddy C-Dog Morgan was either playing the kazoo or flute. I'm not really sure.
Well, it was the kazoo, although I've been told by unreliable sources that he does also enjoy the flute. But on video, he was playing the kazoo. This man has a kazoo collection. This CD Morgan.
Heard.
So
I also heard he enjoys the skin flute, but that's just rumors. Just rumors.
right, unreliable rumors from unreliable sources. I heard the same thing. Now, what am I looking for?
Rumor in okay. But shout out to you, Michael Vick. You can sing good, buddy.
I'm looking here. What video was this on? Do we remember?
It was his last live stream.
VicTube live on Friday, March 12th.
Yes, sir.
Let's see if we can find. Is this it? I don't see. Well, here's CD Morgan stroking his cat, but this is a PG show.
That's concerning.
All right, I see CD Morgan putting on headphones. Does that mean he's about to? Okay, here we go. Now, I'm no kazoo expert, clearly. But I do know that if you have anything that looks like what he's about to show you here, then you are. Now look at that. Look at that.
Wow. That's a professional kazoo.
That is a professional kazoo, clearly. Let me fix this. There we go. That might be a little better. Now, did he already regale us with the music and I missed it, or? Here we go. Real quick, I know you're coming on in a little bit, Celine, but I'm going to need you to stand up. Thank you.
Wow.
There's so much going on here. I don't know what this is. Do I know this person?
I have no idea.
Now I know for a fact they did some more songs. So
Yeah, he did Rocky Top.
okay, here, let's try this out. Also keep an eye on whatever. Now this is a C- individual. But let's keep an eye on him too.
Ain't no telephone bill. Once I had a talk that the other half can. Wow, doesn't mean much to me. Soda pop, I still think about that. Rocky Top, home sweet home. Rocky Top.
I'm sorry.
I can't.
God bless YouTube. I don't know what else to say. This is absolute
amazing.
gold.
Yes.
Here you have a grown man, married, playing an electric kazoo, while another grown man who's a Georgia fan sings Rocky Top. So a Georgia man and a Tech man. Tech man, of course, playing one of his many kazoos. This guy has a kazoo collection. God bless YouTube. What did people used to? Now this was on Friday night, right? Early. What is it? 7 o'clock or something.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine, people used to have to do things like go out to eat. You used to have to come up with something to do on Friday night. You probably don't even remember those days, Chess Hall, but I do.
You just have to go outside and play.
It used to be Friday night, and your only thought was, where are we going? That used to be.
Yep.
What a hassle that was. Now, all you have to do is go, when is the kazoo concert starting on YouTube? And you can sit on your couch in your underwear and scratch your nuts and watch this for an hour.
Rocky Top, Tennessee. Once two strangers fly Rocky Top looking for a moonshine stew. Strangers don't fly Rocky Top.
What is no, this guy's got a Clemson hat on, a Tennessee flag, a Georgia flag. I don't know what is going on with this C- individual down here.
Also, I can confirm that Tennessee fan or whatever that guy is, that Clemson fan, has an Auburn sticker right above his bed.
Is that what that is? Oh my God. By next week, can we get more information on this individual? Can you have something for us next week for this individual on the lower left?
I will do my best, yes, sir.
All right, here, let's continue with the concert.
Cornwall growing Rocky Farm. That's why Rocky Top get their corn from top. Rocky Top. Okay, that's it. Yeah. Yep, there you go.
Oh. Now here's a individual that knows what he's talking about down here, whoever this person is, Bogart Brand. Was there more?
I imagine that they play that when you go into the gates of hell.
Can you believe people watch me instead of why? I can't believe anybody watches me.
It's amazing. This is better than EBT.
How long do I have to listen to this before I can figure out what song it is, do you think?
I don't know.
All right. Comment section. Try to guess what song this is.
Take your time. After we screwed up, didn't we?
That's great. We'll have to do the entire Freebird.
Sea Dog, you want me to...
Oh, it's Freebird.
Yes.
Is that it for the concert?
Send my boy to
I think
Emory. I'd rather see him dead. But send my boy to Georgia Tech. 'Tis better than Cornell. And as for the University of Georgia, I'd rather see him in hell. To hell, to hell, to hell with Georgia. To hell, to hell, to hell with Georgia.
Okay, I could do that all day, and I probably will when the morning show is over. But for now, let's continue with the traffic report.
Anyways, my IQ went down to 42. I'm legally retarded now. Sorry. Anyways, my handler, I got it. Trust me. Okay. All right. So next on traffic report, our boy Sports Live in the ATL, David Slitta, the Connor reviewer, has posted, and I count, 6 videos in a row of Slav Olympics, even though he was only there for one day.
Yeah, he somehow ended up with more video than anyone else, and he was hardly ever there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
he was there for a free meal, free watch, and a free room.
He got a watch? Stop it.
No. Think about it. He didn't get a watch. He won a contest and got a watch, but he didn't get a watch when he was there. But he got a free meal, though. So, good on him, I guess. Even though he dresses like a homeless man, we can confirm that. And wears gardener gloves for no reason. I don't understand it. And wears a beanie that he's had since 2002, probably. Or 99, not really sure. But, enough of David. Let's go on to our boy Carter.
Yes.
As you guys know, our boy, what?
Yes, I'm agreeing.
Our boy,
don't pay any attention to me. Here,
Carter
this is your show. Go ahead.
I got you. Our boy Carter has lost his channel, but he has got a new channel. Thanks to our person named Kane Shade Dunk. And we have somebody who has claimed to take down Carter's channel. Now, we don't know who this, we don't know if this is true or not, but the individual's name is The Prophet. He's made threats, promises that our boy D4 Sports is next. So you guys be on the lookout for him. He's cleaning house. When I tell you cleaning, I mean he's cleaning house. As Lou gets his coffee there, riveting. Look at that chair. Look at that chair he's sitting in. Same chair that Alonzo picked up. Good God. He's in Zoe's head. You can tell. But also in news, King Zoe, aka the Broke Ed Reed, has been making a live streams about Georgia supposedly cheating scandal with Russ Probes. If you believe Russ Probes, then you might be mentally challenged. Just saying, this guy's got more skeletons in his closet than a serial killer. Just being honest with you. He's laughed, done the hashtag 1980, all this other kind of crap. Anyways, forget about Alonzo or Reek 1219. Our boy Lou got into a bit of a spiel last week with a certain painter by the name of A-Bomb.
Oh, you talking about you talking about the Fat Bob Ross?
Yeah.
Yeah, he paints by numbers. Paints by numbers.
Yeah. They got into it, and as soon as the live stream ended, Avon proceeded to make a whole live stream about Lou.
Did he?
Tried to use my content.
Did he really?
Yeah. But here's the good part. Here's something you'll laugh about. Try to use my content. So you know what I did? I proceeded to put the stream on private, so it shut it down. So it could not use my content to make his viewers happy.
Oh my God.
So
that's hilarious.
It did it right on live stream. It said video not available. So I got it on private, and I will not be releasing it. He begged me, and I said no, because I'm not giving him free content from me. And that has been your traffic report for this Monday. Thank you, guys.
Hey, how
Make
about
sure you get your chest. I'll ask you.
Speaking of the Fat Bob Ross, how about the NFL TTC, which there's no such thing as that, but it died 4 years ago when everybody that had any sense or ability, YouTube ability at all, left the TTC. But anyway, people like Bad Dog. But how about they're constantly making fun of the college football people all the time. You know, the whole we don't have a community thing, that whole thing, you know, that, you know what I'm talking about? You know, meanwhile, it's the same seven. You go to any one of these NFL losers channels, it's the same seven people. I mean, I don't even have to name them. You know who they are. It's the same seven people. But we have no community, and the old college is dumb, and the NFL is so much better, and they this and they that. Now, as soon as we had the Slob Olympics.
Yep.
There was 40 or 50 people there.
Yeah.
Now what are these? Now what are these degenerates? You see, they see that, and now what are they trying to do? You know what they're trying to do now? Now they say they're going to Vegas now. Now, first, a couple of things.
Yeah.
Couple of things. If they get 4 people there, I'll be shocked. Shocked. If they get 4 people there, I'll be shocked. Think about who we're talking about here. Camel Toes? He's going to Vegas? No. Stop. No. The Fat Bob Ross? Maybe. Maybe. And maybe 1 or 2 more. That's it. And we have no what is it? We have no community. Oh, and here's the other thing. They're going on Labor Day weekend. And they're on and on about how our Slob Olympics was dumb because it wasn't during football season. They're real football fans because they're going during week 1 of the NFL season, Labor Day weekend. Now, I'm no NFL expert. Are you?
No.
Okay. When is the first weekend of college football? Every year?
Yep.
Labor Day weekend.
Yep.
When is the first week of NFL football? Every single year? The week after that. So, no, NFL duds, you're not going to Vegas during week 1 of the NFL football season. If you're going over Labor Day weekend, you're going to celebrate the start of college football season, you fucking brain-dead nitwits. What's wrong with these people? How do you not even know when the season starts? I can't with these people. I can't with these people.
It's very riveting and funny.
This is the biggest case of monkey see, monkey do in the history of monkeys seeing or doing.
Like 2 monkeys trying to fuck
These
a football.
people couldn't wait 3 days from seeing all these Slob Olympic videos to go, let's get 2 or 3 of us together and go to Vegas for the kickoff of the NFL football on Labor Day weekend. Oh, it's the following weekend, you idiots. What's wrong with these people? And you know what else? Go to any of these people's channel and try to find an NFL video. It's like trying to play Where's Waldo. There are no NFL videos on any of these people's. When was the last time Camel Toes? Oh, is he crying about North Carolina? I hope he is.
Oh yeah,
because they got bounced.
Made a video. He made a video talking about North Carolina. But wait a minute, isn't it Camel Toes that said that college is for pussies? But he's
Yeah.
talking about college basketball.
Camel Toes thinks
Good
all
God.
college football fans are pedophiles because we watch, in his words, kids
Yeah, but he watches grown
playing.
men.
But then he
Same
talks
thing.
about college basketball all the time. I don't know if does he think that college basketball players are somehow older than college football players? I don't understand.
Well, this is a guy with 7 mental illnesses, so
7
you got to give him a break, you know.
mental illnesses. Good luck to the 3 or 4 good luck to the 3 or 4 NFL YouTube type people who will be going to Vegas the week before the NFL season. They're going to be awfully disappointed when they get there and there's no NFL games, aren't they? What are they gonna do? Are they hoping that the Las Vegas Raiders have a preseason game? I mean, how do they not know when the NFL season starts? How's that possible? They don't know how it's possible. Are you sure?
I mean,
They're positive.
I mean, if you go, like you said, if you go look at half their channels, there's no NFL content. Camel Toes, it's just Camel Toes drinking himself to death. Half of them are probably got a lower IQ than me. 59, by the way. So they need handlers too, just like me. My handler's on standby, so knows when to give me my mouth guard when I go to sleep at night, so I don't grind my teeth. Tells me when to tie my shoes, and helps me to the car.
Right.
So Lou, hope you have a good morning, sir. Sling driver, happy early birthday, you old fart. Maybe I'll shit on you next. I don't know. We'll find out.
Don't forget Chess Hall. Don't forget Chess Hall about
Oh, I know.
Friday.
I know.
Okay. Yeah, you're
I will
on.
be here
You're
Friday,
on the Family
8 a.m.
Feud.
sharp.
Yeah. Shout out to everybody who's emailed about the Family Feud too. We're gonna have if everybody shows up on Friday that has emailed me about wanting to be on the Family Feud, we're gonna have I don't know, it's gonna be like 5-on-5 or 6 versus 6 or something. We got quite a few people that are wanting to be on. So honestly, if it gets to be too many more, I might have to do two episodes of the Family Feud, but we'll see. But Chess Hall, thank you for another riveting edition of the Traffic Report. We do appreciate your hard work. You're doing the Lord's work, sir. Literally nobody cares about watching any of these channels that you mention on the Traffic Report for obvious reasons, but it is entertaining to talk about them on Monday mornings. So I do appreciate you. I do appreciate you putting in the effort, sir.
One more thing before I go.
Yeah.
Make sure you guys get your Chess Hall ass juice, $9.99, but you can use the discount code 59. Have a good day.
Chess Hall, thank you, sir. All right, Celine, you can just call my cell phone. That way I can turn the call thing off. And you can just call the cell phone whenever you're ready. Slim Shady Canes, thank you for hitting the super chat this morning. I appreciate that. Yeah, good morning. Slim Shady says, I'm sad to say I'm disappointed this Monday morning. I expected to hear all the Gumps on the highest hill singing the praises of the women's wheelchair basketball natty. Hashtag all natties matter. Did they win that? I didn't hear about that. Beggin' Megan, thank you for the super chat. He says, wishing Mr. Driver a happy birthday. Shalom, y'all. Have a good morning. How about that, Slim? Slim. How about that, Celine? Beggin' Megan, wish you a happy birthday there.
Yes, she did.
Yeah.
And Shabbat Shalom to you and everyone in the call-in comment section.
Now, at The Walking Dead says, check the email. Okay, let me check the email here. Where did it go?
While you're doing that, can I take a moment to set a couple of things straight, sir?
This is your show. I'm just I just answer the phones. Go ahead.
I understand. For the 100th time, folks, Slita did not get a watch at the Slob Olympics. You want to watch a week earlier in a legitimate drawing, and if you don't believe it was legitimate, go look at the video. It's on my channel, Celine Driver. You can find it. You're welcome to go to it. You're welcome to subscribe to it. It was a legit drawing. Leave me alone about it. Also, Salida did not upload more videos than I did. I uploaded way more videos than he did. Of course, I was over 3 days. So, and I have a question for everyone. I just was curious. Everyone's, making puking emojis about the ass juice and everything. What if ass juice was the cure for Wuhan Red Death? Personally, I think I'd rather die.
Well, I was about to say, not sure that if that wouldn't have any effect. I don't believe.
I think no, I guess it wouldn't.
There would be just about as many people willing to take Cheshol ass juice for the coronavirus as there were people who were willing to scrub their own lungs with bleach, which was, I think, 2 in Arizona.
I think there was 1 in West Virginia too, but I don't remember. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. I'm doing amazing. We got Florida weather up here. So, what time does it start heating? What time? I know it's 70 to 80 even in the winter down there, but what time of year or when does it start getting too hot? Like, when does it start getting in the 90s down there? Not yet, right?
Not yet. May. We might start touching. We might start touching the 90s in early May.
Oh, okay. Hell, that's not bad. We get some 90s here in April sometimes.
Well, yeah, we get but the humidity is already going up now. Yeah. So in April, it will feel like the 90s fairly early. I'm used to it.
Is there any pine trees down where you're at?
Oh, a ton of pine trees.
So you have the pollen problem too?
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah. Everything in around here has got a nice little haze of yellow on it.
Yeah.
We're hoping for rain to come. I think this week probably wash the air out.
Yeah, we're gonna get rain a couple of days during the middle of the week here. So yeah, that's same thing here. You don't usually you don't want the rain, but when it gets to that pollen time, that rain will speed up. With no rain, pollen season will last a month here.
Oh yeah.
But the more it rains, the more it washes all that stuff out of the air and out of the trees.
Now I remember when I lived in the metro. I lived in Kennesaw. There were so many pine trees there that you could walk outside, and if the wind was blowing, you could literally see the pollen. I mean, you can't see air, but you can see pollen, and it was like ripples of yellow all over the place. It was that thick, and I remember many times playing out in the backyard with my daughters at the time, little ones, and then taking them in to give them a bath or whatever, and the water in the bath would just run yellow. They were just covered in it. And that's why I started getting allergies. That was a lot of fun.
The pollen, I never had any problem with allergies when I was younger. I don't know if it's just because I've lived here forever and you develop, your body will develop a little bit of immunity to certain things over time or whatever. But over the last 4 or 5 years, I have noticed that the pollen bothers me way more now than it did when I was younger. When I was a kid, I don't know why that is. I don't know if that's normal for that to happen as you get a little older or what, but it never bothered me before. And it doesn't bother me that bad now. Like I'll get a little bit of a runny nose or something, or maybe sneeze a little or something like that during the couple of weeks of pollen season. Not like some people who, some people are just miserable with it. But
when I crossed 45, I started getting affected more by the pollen.
Yeah.
And let's see. Oh, I wanted to address Dago threw something at me. Which is longer, the decimal place on pi or my age? I would say my age, sir.
Yeah.
I'll be 56 tomorrow if anyone gives a damn.
56. And you did how many push-ups?
28.
Okay. See, that's I got that. I'm so okay. I don't want to turn this into an hour where we talk about the Slob Olympics, but my goal my goal is not to beat you. I hope you're in even better shape next year, and I hope you do 38. But my goal then for next year is to do more than 28. Then that's I got to get more in shape. I'm not. I know there's a lot of jokes to go around about my legs and all that. My legs are not nearly as bad off now as they were 4 or 5 years ago when I started this channel. I mean, I don't run very well. I think everybody saw that if you saw the 40-yard dash. But in certain things, like I can't sit on the floor Indian style or anything like that. There's certain things I can't do. But it's not like I'm in constant pain or limp. I mean, y'all saw me. It's not like I have some huge limp when I walk or anything like that. But I couldn't exercise for 2 or 3 years, and I just got out of the habit, and I literally haven't done any exercising at all. I mean, I can't remember the last time I did any type of physical activity. And I could do some now, but I just got out of the habit, and it's the type of thing where unless I make that unless I make it a goal, hey, you need to get in better shape, come up with some kind of a exercise plan or something, then I won't do it. And so it's not that I'm 500 pounds and get out of breath from walking up a flight of stairs or anything like that. It's just when you haven't done any physical activity in forever, it's real easy to get out of shape. So my goal is to be in better shape next Slob Olympics than you were in this Slob Olympics.
Oh, well,
I should be able to do, if you did 28 push-ups, I should be able to do 28 push-ups. I got to get in better shape.
Well, I've alluded to this multiple times, but in early December, I had, and I don't want to go into a ton of detail about it, but I had a pretty significant health scare. And that was one part of the reason why I left. I kind of disappeared for a little while in December, and I had to make some rather drastic changes. Well, I mean, it's not like I had to change my entire life around, but I had to change a few things, and I had to start doing a few things, and that definitely helped me with the Slob Olympics. But that's not really the way I wanted to try to get into better shape for the Slob Olympics. I really didn't want to have that scare, and it kind of hangs over me even right now. But I guess it was a good thing, that I got somebody upstairs kicked me in the ass and said, you can't keep going the way you're going.
Yeah.
Or you're not going to see your kids get married. So, yeah, I'm going to try and stay in better shape and get into better shape for the next Slob Olympics. I would like to see if I can get to 40 push-ups. We'll see.
Let's play a game. I'm gonna name some individuals or some people. I just want you to say yes or no. You know who they are. All right. Okay. Ready?
Sure. Am I going to lose points for this?
No. Just curiosity only.
Okay.
Billie Eilish.
No.
Beyonce.
Unfortunately, yes.
Okay. The Black Pumas.
Is that a Marvel superhero? No. Black Pumas, no.
Okay.
No.
D-A, not the Baby featuring Roddy Ricch.
No.
Doja Cat.
No.
Dua Lipa.
Are you making this shit up?
No, I'm not making it up. Dua Lipa.
If you weren't 5 years sober or whatever it is, I would think you were drinking at this point. No, I'm proud to say I have not heard of that. No.
Okay. Post Malone.
Again, unfortunately, yes, and I'm blaming that on my younger daughter.
Okay. Megan with 2 E's, Thee. So we have 2 people with the. Neither of them spell them The. We had one with a Da. Now this is Thee. So Megan Thee Stallion.
No.
Okay. Those were your nominees for Record of the Year.
Uh-huh.
So I can confirm you're
Uh,
56 years old, and I can confirm that I'm 42 because I don't know. I know the same two you know. I know Beyonce, and
mhm.
like Post now Post Malone. I do know that name. I can't name one song. If you played a song right now that was Post Malone, I wouldn't know it.
No,
But I do know the name. Now, and I know a lot of Beyonce's songs. She's been top of the charts for a long time. So I do
I'm
know
in
some
this.
Beyonce songs, but
Yeah,
no
I'm
one
in the
else on this
same
list
thing.
I'd ever heard of.
Yeah, same thing with me. If you played a Post Malone song to me and you didn't tell me it was he, she, or it, I'm not making assumptions at this point in the world. I wouldn't know. But I do know Beyonce is because she's been around a while, and even I don't listen to. I mean, the music stations I listen to around here are usually classic rock stations, 98 Rock or the Eagle 103 1073 Eagle, um, both out of Tampa, and I listen to a lot of talk radio. And when I do listen to most music I listen to stuff that's on my iPhone. So the new shit, I don't know. I've listened to some of the new shit. You know, it sounds like to me. Yes, I'm the get off the lawn guy at this point in my life. It sounds like noise to me. It sounds fucking horrible, and you can tell most of these people don't know how to sing because the computer. I mean, they're screwing with their voices with the guy. That's why, I mean, the one I point to the most is Britney Spears. She can't sing worth a damn, but you know, playing around with the computer enhancement makes her sound passable. I mean, other than that, she's just another piece of TNA running around on the screen.
Were
No
you ever
talent.
into when you were younger? What music were you in? Was there a genre of music that were like, you don't strike me as a country music guy, and you don't strike me as a rap music guy, and maybe I'm wrong. Were
No,
you
well,
a pop
country.
guy or
Well, not country, no. Some rap. I mean, I'll admit to that. Some rap, the older stuff I liked, not the kill the cops stuff and bitches and hoes stuff, but you know, I liked. I did like pop rock, and but I loved bands like. I mean, I grew up on bands like Boston,
yeah, okay,
Van Halen, AC/DC, Aerosmith, Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd, Ozzy, the good Ozzy, not the Bad Company, 38 Special. I realize that's sort of leaning towards country, but it's Southern rock.
yeah,
that kind of thing.
okay.
And I still that's still my go-to. I mean, Boston and Van Halen are my 1-2 right there. I mean, there will never be, and you will never convince me otherwise. There will never be a greater song than "More Than a Feeling" from Boston. There will never be. It will never happen. That is an all-timer. That the guitar work in that song alone, I could listen to. You could put that on repeat for 5 hours. I would never get tired of listening to it.
Yeah. I went through phases, high school and college years. Like, I was into country there for a while, and then pop and rock, and I went through all that kind of stuff. But, and obviously I like rock music. I'm Tool is my favorite band. I know they're not, I think they're considered progressive, but it's progressive rock, I guess. But, people will ask me, sometimes people will complain about the Tool, play something different, play some newer rock. Here's why I don't play new rock music. Okay, the Grammys were yesterday. Best rock performance. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm going to read all the bands off, but all you need to know about why I don't listen to new, quote unquote, new rock music. The winner of best rock performance was Fiona Apple.
What?
Yes. Again,
she's about as much of a rock singer as I am.
this is the best the world has to offer in terms of rock music in 2020, because these are 2020 awards. The best that the world has to offer when it comes to rock in 2020 is Fiona Apple. That's why I will continue to play Tool, or what? There's another one. I mean, there's several that I play a lot because I like them, but it won't be Fiona Apple. Here's who else I won't be playing when it comes to the music selections before and after the live shows. I will not be playing something called Haim, Haim. Now, this sounds like a Jew band, or maybe it's Haim. I don't. How do you spell Haim? Is that even a word? It sounds like it would be a Jewish word.
It does sound like a Jewish word. Sounds Hebrew.
I don't know what that is, but I won't be playing that. I also won't be playing anything by someone that calls themselves Brittany Howard. I won't be playing that.
Now, Fiona Apple sounds like a porn star.
That's all you need to. I'm reading the other names that were nominated here, but all you needed to know was that Fiona Apple. If Fiona Apple was the best, then you know everyone that didn't win is terrible. So, Big Thief, that sounds like a rapper name, but no. This is Best Rock Performance nominee, Big Thief. Phoebe, listen, okay, Best Rock Performance, Fiona Apple, Brittany Howard, Phoebe Bridgers, Grace Potter. Who are these people? Who are these people?
Sounds like an SJW nominee list.
And then you got to say, well, metal is where it's at. It's not rock, it's metal. Okay, Best Metal Performance. Someone called, the stock market is open. I forgot to turn my alarm off. We got to start wrapping things up. I'm so sick in this stock market now, I can't stand it. Enough about the Grammys. No one cares. Celine, I'm sure you have investment accounts or something like that, and that's no one's business, but have you ever bought and sold stocks personally?
No, I rely on my broker to do that.
Yeah, and that's what I've always done that too. I've always done
very well by me.
I've told this story before. When the market crashed back in 2008, I bought some Ford stock because it went down to like $4 a share, and I just couldn't believe it was that cheap. And I didn't buy much, but that's the only stock I've ever bought until like a month ago. And all this stuff was on the news about GameStop and how these trolls had. And anyway, it was just an interesting story to me. So I went on and bought some, and then I sold it like the next day because I just got so nervous about it. And I think I made $4 or something. Yeah, I made no money at all. I made like $4.
You know what a funny thing is?
What?
I did the same thing. I bought Ford at about $3.78 a share way back when. I sold it a few years ago when it went up to about 10.
Yeah.
I made some money.
Yeah. And even now, I mean, this was 13 years ago. I bought Ford stock for $4. Even now, it's only worth 12 or 13. So it's not like anybody became a millionaire, but that still was a good deal. But anyway, when the GameStop stuff was on the news, it kind of it piqued my interest a little, and so I opened up an account. And I started messing around a little, and this was, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks ago, and I made a little bit of money, lost a little bit of money, and I've been kind of just learning along the way. I've been watching some YouTube videos and stuff like that. Anyway, last week I made it. Okay, first of all, it doesn't matter how much I have in there. That's not the point. Okay, it could be $1 or it could be $1 million. When you're trying to figure out, and somebody's talking about stock, all that matters is percentages. You put whatever you want in there. You put $1 in there. Anyway, I made 20% last week. That's good.
Oh, that is good. That is good.
Yeah. Now this week I might lose 30%. I don't know. But anyway, that was the best week I've had. I made 20% of my money. So let's pretend I put $1,000 in there. Then that means I made 200.
Yeah. What people fail to understand, and what I always tell people who ask me these things, my personal opinion, and I'm not a broker by any stretch of the imagination. There are a couple of different keys to investment that my father taught me, and trust me, that's a damn good teacher, and I'm still learning from him to this day. diversification, and play long term. Play day trading and flipping shit, the same day or a couple of days later. Dumb.
Well,
stock market is over time goes up.
Yes.
It fluctuates, and right now we're 3,200 on the Dow, 32,000 on the Dow.
All-time highs. Are you willing? You want to
highs.
give some credit there, or no?
Because
we gave credit. We gave credit every time it hit an all-time high over the last 4 years. So I think we need to keep that same energy.
Yeah, and I give credit that nothing has happened so far in the economy. I mean, there have been some questionable decisions. That's as far as I'll take that. But overall, nothing has shocked the economy, and that's a good thing. But the market is due for a correction. It's going to happen. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. There will be a correction. It will give back a big chunk.
And like you said, this has been happening since the beginning of the stock market.
It's the beginning of time.
From 1999 to 2009 is the only 10-year period in the history of the stock market where the Dow was lower at any point in time 10 years down the road than it was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So generally speaking, over any 10-year period in history, your portfolio will increase in value, unless you put all your money in there in 1999. Then you actually had less money in 2009. But that's the biggest crash since the Great Depression. So, and it's obviously it's come back since then. So if you didn't panic in 09, where it really hurt people in 09 is people who were 61, 62, 60, that were looking to retire next week. And then all of a sudden you get up one morning, and I've talked about this before because my dad barely missed this really he missed it by 5 or 6 years, but there was people who were planning on retiring next week, and they woke up the next, one morning, and let's say they had accumulated $500,000 over the course of their lifetime through investment accounts, and they were going to retire on that $500,000. They woke up and they now had $250,000. Like, it went down by half in a very short period of time. And that hurt people. You had people that had to work 3, 4, 5 years longer than they had planned on just because it went down. But generally speaking, you're right. But see, I'm not messing with the retirement accounts that I've had over the years. I leave those alone. What I've started doing over the last 3 or 4 weeks is separate from that. And I don't day trade. And there are people that'll do that. They buy a stock at 10 in the morning, they sell it at 10:15. I don't do that, but I do swing trade. I'll buy something on Monday, and if it's up, I'll sell it on Wednesday, that kind of thing. I've even started doing some options trading. I'm fairly advanced.
Yeah, you sound like you're playing around pretty good. One thing I always tell folks, if they can afford to do it, is take some of the money that you have in the markets and put them into some kind of tangible asset. Now, that could be real estate if you got the money. I mean, I tell you right now, the real estate market in Florida is blowing up. I have a very dear friend of mine. She is an interior designer by trade. She's employed by one of the major developers out here because a lot of new developments are going in. She's booked out on consults with people who are buying new homes, new construction. She is booked out from now until September on those appointments. So real estate.
Hold on.
Hold
on one second. K5, how old are you? Just let me know how old you are. He's in here blaming the stock market crash we were just talking about on Obama. Imagine the ignorance. Imagine the ignorance.
You can't blame much on Obama anymore. I mean, that's too far in the past right now.
No, I'm talking about the stock market crash in 08 and 09.
No,
he's blaming that on Obama. That was George Bush, sir.
Well, it wasn't even George Bush. It was. I mean, I could go into that whole thing about the house.
It was George Bush, sir. You can't. He inherited a surplus in 2000, and his economic policies. He created the housing bubble, And I mean, he had been president. He had been president for 7 years.
Actually, the
when that
housing bubble
happened.
kind of started under Clinton, but I don't want to go into it. I also tell people to invest in gold. I have some gold as a hedge against, well, I guess you could call it insanity. I mean, an inflation rate that is coming. Inflation is coming.
Where do people get this? Oh my God! Where do people literally have? Not you, the comments again. People literally have to make this up. The economy crashes every time a lefty is in office. You can go back and look at the history of the stock market. The stock market has gone up more over the course of history under Democratic presidents than it has Republican presidents. Now, I'm not saying either of those things are correlated. I'm not saying that because there was a Democrat president, that's why the stock market went up. But to say that the economy crashes every time a lefty gets in office, that's insane. I mean, that literally makes no. I mean, that's false. You can go back and look at every single president in history and what the stock market did while they were president, and the stock market has gone up higher percentages under Democratic presidents than it has Republicans. Now, that doesn't mean that the Democrats get credit for that or Republicans get blame, but you're just making a whole series of false statements. And I'm not surprised either, because a few minutes ago you said you better go buy your guns now. They're about to make them illegal. The NRA has scared you to death, sir. Stop living in fear. No one's taking your guns. Nobody. The only people that ever even talk about that is the NRA, because they want your money. So they thank you for your donation, but no one is coming to take your guns. One time in history, in my lifetime, have any guns even been banned? And that was from 1994 to 2004, when they banned AR-15s and guns like that. And even then, do you know how many guns were taken from people?
None.
Zero. Not a single one.
Well,
they're not taking any of your guns.
Until they amend the Second Amendment to allow confiscation. They can ban, quote unquote, all the guns they want. It never lasts, does it? But they can't take the guns from you until they amend the Constitution.
You have to have been a teenager or younger, or you're just completely ignorant. If you think the 08-09 economy crash was Obama's fault, you have to be ignorant, or you were so young you just don't know. And I don't know how old you were back then, but that was that was on Bush, not Obama. Obama did plenty of all kinds of dumb shit, but the stock market crash and the economy crash, that was on Bush.
Yeah, that happened during the Bush administration. When Dago,
it bled into the Obama administration, but it took him a couple of years to turn it around. But that all started under George Bush. And yet, like I said, you're either ignorant. I guess there's three choices. You're ignorant, which is not an insult. Ignorant just means you don't know. So you're either ignorant, you were too young to understand what was going on back then, or you're so partisan you're just blind to reality. It's one of those three. It's one of those three things. And again, I'm not blaming or giving credit to either or the other. But that all started under George Bush. George Bush inherited a surplus. He's the only president. George Bush inherited a surplus. Imagine, look at the shape we're in now with debt and deficit, and realize that 21 years ago, George Bush inherited a surplus and blew it in his first term. So, to pay for his pet war in Iraq that he started for no reason. Literally no reason.
Dago seems to think that my dad was Moses.
You're not that old.
Well, he thinks my dad is. He says that my dad gave the world the 10 Commandments. Well, all right. No, he is old and wise. I'll give you that much.
Yeah.
You know what stock he likes lately?
What?
Or he has for a little while now? Starbucks.
Oh yeah.
He loves Starbucks.
I bought some Starbucks stock a couple of weeks ago, and I lost money on it.
Oh, well,
and again, I'm not day trading, but I'll buy $500 worth of a stock, and if a couple of days later, if it goes up a little bit, I put limits. I set limits for myself. If it makes this percentage, I sell, and if it loses a certain percentage, I sell. And I lost a little bit of money the first couple of weeks, but last week I made back everything I had lost and then some. Well, hell, I don't care. It's not a lot of money. I'll just show you. Here it is. So I started with $2,000, and now I'm at $2,546, and that's over. But like I said, 3 or 4 weeks I've been doing it since the GameStop thing started. So $500 in a month when I only had $2,000 to start with is not bad.
No,
for not knowing what I'm doing.
I mean, the percentage there is what? That's 20% right there.
Yeah, it's up 22% overall. Now, I made 20% it says on the screen, last week I made 22%. So I was down. There's been weeks where I lost money, but overall I'm up $554.78 on a $2,000 investment.
You're going to have to pay taxes on that.
Well, yeah, on capital gains tax, but
when you sell,
right.
As long as you sit on it, you don't have to pay any taxes.
Yeah. And here's what I have. Now I've got some AMC. Am I an idiot? I don't know. We'll see. But I'm up $74 on my AMC stock. I have some Square.
I like this program showing it in real time. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. This is simple to use. There's more advanced ones that give you way more information on the stock, and the charts are way more complicated than this and all that. But I can barely understand this. I'm making money on Square and Mara. So these are the only 3 stocks I own right now: AMC, Square, and Mara. Mara is a crypto mining. It's not a cryptocurrency. It's a mining crypto mining stock.
Yeah. And by the way, folks, if you're screaming at your screen right now, what about Bitcoin? What about all those cryptos? Do not do it until you know what you're doing. Research is your friend. Don't jump into crypto until you know what the hell you're doing.
Yeah.
Because I know 2 people who are good friends of mine who did crypto and got creamed.
I have some Ethereum. I don't have any Bitcoin. Bitcoin's the big one. It's one Bitcoin is $60,000. I have some Ethereum, which is I think the second biggest one, and I don't know what I'm doing. And I have very little money. I don't have much money in there, and I've lost 58 cents. So it's about stayed the same since I bought it. It hasn't really gone up or down that much, but and these are options up here. Options are weird. I'm not going to try to explain them. You can look into them if you want to. But
I would look into. I mean, maybe not for you, or I don't know what your situation is, but in general, I always tell people that because of how much money the Fed is printing, and we're setting records under this administration right now. And with that new stimulus that got passed, we're going to have to print more money to cover it. You need to think about something stable: gold, silver, platinum, palladium. Palladium? Yeah, palladium. Especially gold and silver. That is a really, really good hedge against inflation, because when money starts tightening and inflation starts kicking in, everyone starts running for stuff that's stable, because one thing you've got to know about people in markets, whether it's commodities, options, stocks, bonds, whatever, everyone loves stability. Nobody loves, I don't care who you're talking to in a stock market. Oh, I love the roller coaster. It's so much fun. It's a challenge, but no, bullshit. Bullshit. I'm
Well,
calling major bullshit.
you know
Nobody likes the roller coaster.
Well, I think there's one group of people that do, and that's the day traders.
Oh, well, they're crazy.
Because that's how because again, I am beginner level knowledge on this kind of stuff, and we've been talking for 20 minutes about making money in the stock market as stocks go up. But you can make money when stocks go down.
Yes.
You can
smart.
You can short a stock, which is basically making a bet that a certain stock price will fall instead of rise. And so these day traders, they don't really care whether the stock is going up or down. They look for volatility. That's what they want, big swings, because they want to be able to either, buy it low now at 9:30 and sell it high at 9:45, or the opposite. If they think it's going to go down, and they'll buy it high at 9:15 or 9:30 and sell it low. So there's ways to make it either way. I don't mess around with that, and I don't short stuff either. For one thing, I don't like rooting for a stock to go down. So I haven't messed with shorting anything yet. Every position I've taken has been a long position. All my bets have been that a stock will go up, even the options that I do. But
you know what? At your age and higher, particularly at my age, we need to be. And you have kids. They want to go. I'm sure they are thinking about, even now, you're thinking about college for them. You're thinking about, cars and all kinds of things like that. You've got to think, and I've got to think long term, because right now, especially me, I got 14 years on you, I think 13, 14 years. I can't afford to do stupid shit at this point, because it's harder for me to make that money back.
Yeah.
Now, someone like a Mike Vick, someone like a Sea Dog, someone like who else in there? Nick D. By the way, Nick D, your videos give me nightmares, sir, but they're funny as hell. They're in their 20s. They can afford to play fast and loose with the rules a little bit, and they can get away with it because they have 30, 40, 50 years worth of earning potential left in them. But right now, I don't know about you, Lou. I hope it sounds like you're doing the right thing by looking long term. But I have to look long term, and I am really proud of the way I've managed to build my IRA and my Roth IRA. So they're built fairly solid right now, and they're growing.
Yeah, and I don't mess with that.
That's what I like to see.
Yeah, I leave that alone. Someone else, I've had TD Ameritrade is. I had a 401k through a couple of different jobs that I had in the past, and they both used TD Ameritrade. So I rolled the one 401k I had through the one company into my 401k for the second company when I worked there, because they used the same brokerage to handle their 401ks, and I've never messed with that. I don't know what I own in there. They handle all that, and I don't mess with that. This that I'm doing here, this is the same approach I take to bet now or gambling on football. Mm-hmm. I don't put anything in here that, $2,000 is a lot of money. I'm not going to pretend that it's not. But if for some reason I woke up tomorrow morning and that $2,000 was at zero, like, my power bill would still be paid next month. I would still eat tomorrow. I'm not messing with my retirement. This is just, I'm really just messing around and learning, and that's all. And if anybody else does this or considers doing it, I would approach it the same way you should be approaching sports gambling or anything like that. Don't put any money in there that you're not prepared to lose,
and get some help.
Yeah.
Get if you can afford to do it, invest with a broker. I've been with Merrill Lynch. Well, technically, I've been with Merrill Lynch was 10. Of course, back then my father controlled the account, but I've had a Merrill Lynch account at one level or another since I was 10 years old. We set up Merrill Lynch accounts for both my daughters when they were born, and that's how.
Oh, Celine, I don't know if your phone died or what, and call me back though. The call dropped. I don't know if it was on my end or your end. I have no idea. Hey, I don't know what happened. I don't know if I dropped the call or you or whatever. It just hung
I
up.
don't know.
Sorry
Well,
about that.
I have AT&T, so I'll blame them.
Okay. A couple of people are talking about taxes and stuff in here. I mean, short-term capital gains tax is whatever your regular income tax rate is. So your short-term capital gains tax is based on your annual income. So if you're in a 20% tax bracket, your short-term capital gains, you're going to pay 20%. Long-term capital gains works different. Long-term capital gains is a progressive tax. The more you make, the more you pay type of thing. The highest rate is 20%. So, and you have to make hundreds of thousands of dollars to get there. If you make zero, long-term capital gains tax rate, if you make less than $40,000, you pay zero in long-term capital gains. 40 and up, you pay 15%. That's what most people, I guess, end up paying. But anyway, I'm not a tax professional either. So don't, this isn't financial advice. I'm not a tax professional. I'm not an accountant. I'm not a stock broker or trader. I'm just having fun and messing around in here. So again, don't listen to anything I say.
And don't forget your Roth IRA is taxed, even though the Roth IRA is post-tax money that you put in there. It's still going to be taxed when you touch it. And your IRA, I can't touch my IRA for another 3.5 years. I would really like to use it because I would really like to actually be honest with you. I'd like to split some of it with and give it to my girls, so they can have a little bit better cushion when they go out there in the world. But I can't touch it for another 3.5 years. If I do, they whack me at 20%.
Yeah.
And I'm not, so I got to leave it alone. But I would really like to give that money, or a good chunk of it, split it between my two girls. So, well, it's in my will anyway. So if I die tomorrow, that would be sad if I died tomorrow, wouldn't it?
You know what I did to learn what little bit I know about the stock market now? It's the same thing I do for the last 10 years. Anytime I want to learn something, I went to YouTube, and there's a million people talking about stocks on YouTube. I found 2 or 3 people that I liked. Now I don't know them. I'm not saying everything they say is true and accurate, and they're, some kind of Nostradamus about predicting stocks, but I found 2 or 3 guys that are interesting to watch and listen to. And so I watch and listen to them, and most of the stocks I've bought and sold has been because I heard someone else talking about it. Now, I don't just hear somebody say, "Hey, go buy Square." So I go buy Square. I listen to 2 or 3 different people, and if I start to hear some common themes among those 2 or 3 people, and they're all saying buy Square, then I'll go look into Square, and I'll say, okay, I'll try that, or I'll say, nah, I think I'll stay away from that, or whatever. So it's not like I've figured out some secret. I'm listening to other people, and I'm taking some chances based off of what they say. And again, I'm just, I'm doing this to have fun. And what I've decided to do, because this is just play around money, at the end of every month, however much I've made, I'm gonna take half of that and do something with it. So if I end up making $500 in March, I'll take $250 out and leave the other $250 in there, and then I'll roll the dice again in April. So it's not a lot of money, but maybe I get $250 and I go buy the kids something or whatever. It's just, I'm just messing around. It's fun to do. It's interesting. I have learned a lot over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, and you've got the money to like you said, mess around, learn a few things, make mistakes, and you will make mistakes just like I did. And it's not so much money that you can't recover it. Hell, a couple one good night of super chats will fix that. But
well, I don't know about all that, but see what I've been doing, because I have to pay taxes every year because I work for myself. I don't get taxes held out of any of the money I get from anywhere, so I have to pay. So what I've been doing is I have a savings account, and when it comes tax time, I've just been paying my taxes out of my savings account. Well, by keeping all that money in my savings account, I'm making, what is it? I have a credit union, so it's better than most banks. But even that, I'm making 1.5% or something. I mean, it's nothing. I'm not making anything on that money that's in that savings account. So where this $2,000 came from is I just took some money out of my tax savings account. It's not a tax savings account. It's just a regular savings account that I use to pay taxes at the end of the year. I took $2,000 out of there, and I said, you know what? Let me see if I can make more putting this money in the stock market over the course of a year than I can make just leaving it in a savings account all year long. So that's what I did. It's not like I just found $2,000 or I had so much money it didn't matter. This is really money that I'm supposed to have to pay taxes in 2021.
That sounds like a good plan to me.
I've already paid my taxes for 2020.
I'm waiting for mine to be done. It should be done this week, and then I'll see what happens. I know I owe something, so
I'm getting jealous because every time I go to Facebook now, I'm reading people talk about their tax refunds, which I've been saying this for years, and I'm not going to argue with anybody about it. It's much better to owe at the end of the year than it is to get a refund. It's just basic economics. If you get a refund at the end of the year, what that means is you loaned the government money all last year, and now they're giving it back to you at 0% interest.
I was about to say.
You loaned the government all that money, and they're not paying you any interest on it at all. All they're doing is giving you a partial refund of what you paid in, and they're not paying you any interest at all on it. In other words, at the end of the year, if the government says you were supposed to pay $5,000 in taxes, but you paid $7,000, here's $2,000 back, and people are all excited. You could have took that $2,000 and put it anywhere and made money on it all year long, but instead you loaned it to the government at 0% interest, and then they gave it back to you. So it's better to pay than it is to get a refund. The problem is, if you have to pay, then that means you got to save money all year to pay, and that's the problem. It's hard to do that. So it's easier to get a refund.
I always thought the best way to get unbreakable support in the public, and therefore pressuring Congress to do meaningful tax reform and tax cuts, is one simple thing: eliminate the income deduction. In other words, as you all know, you have two line items. Well, you have four really, but the two line items I'm going to concentrate on. Look at your pay stub. You have gross income or gross payment, and then you have net. The net is what your check is every month that you cash or deposit. And between those two are the amount of taxes that were taken out by the government. If you eliminate that, and everyone has to, you get your gross income every week, every 2 weeks, whatever. But at the end of the quarter, or the end of the month, or the end of the year, you have to write a check for the taxes that you owe. That's going to piss people off. That's pitchforks and torches in the streets time. And that's the way you would get meaningful tax reform, meaningful tax cuts, and make them permanent, because people would feel the pain. If you never see the money, you don't feel the pain. Right?
Yep.
So if you guys out there in the world are like me and you want the IRS to be neutered, or you want meaningful tax cuts that are permanent and not temporary and rely on them being renewed by Congress every few years, eliminate the income deduction and watch what happens in the American public. Because I've seen the American public, when taxes go up and they're kind of like, meh, it doesn't affect me or whatever, and yet lose their minds over a $2 ATM fee.
Right.
I've seen it. It happens all the time. Oh, my ATM fees went up. I hate this bank. And they go bonkers for 20 minutes over an ATM fee. They don't care if the taxes just went up 10% or something. So actually what I've advocated for forever is the fair tax that John Linder came up with all those years ago.
Yeah, we've talked about that before. I wish they would, but there's so much.
The IRS is used as a bludgeon to the American public, but unfortunately, with the way public education is and the way they don't teach economics, there are reasons they don't teach basic economics in schools anymore, unless it's at the college level. And even then, it's usually crap anyway. And there's reasons that they don't teach a lot of things that, well, I know for a fact they don't teach a lot of things now that I was taught back in the last century. A dumb population is easily manipulated.
Yeah.
And when my generation finally goes away, and maybe even yours a little, Lou, and we're left with the generations that followed and their knowledge of history, of economics, of civics, of the way government works, etc., you're going to have a nice dumb population that you can manipulate very easily.
Yeah.
As if they aren't easily manipulated now, but that's another story. But yeah, I've always felt that we need to get rid of income deduction and make people write checks every month or every quarter. And
now that's right. One thing I haven't done yet, and I need to see. I've always done my own taxes, and so while I consider myself more knowledgeable than the average person when it comes to taxes, I'm sure I've left money on the table by doing my own taxes. And the problem I'm running into now is you reach sort of a point of no return based on how much you make, to where if you make under a certain amount, it's not worth the cost of hiring someone to do your taxes, because they're not going to be able to save you enough to justify doing that. But I'm at the point now where I might have to start looking into that. But because I don't understand all the different tax credits and all that all the different write-offs and stuff like that you can do. And that's part of the problem with the tax code. I mean, the tax code is, what is it up to? 10,000 pages long or something?
No, more
insane.
Than that. I thought the code was over 70,000 pages.
It may be. It's some ridiculous. I mean, it's just gotten so out of hand. The fact that you need a 4-year college degree to legally prepare someone else's taxes, something that every single American that works has to do. The fact that they've made that so complicated is a problem, I think. But there's so much power involved with the IRS and everything that goes along with it, and then it seems like it's probably never going to go away, at least not in my lifetime. I mean, the fair tax, you know what it is. If anybody listening knows what it is, it's so simple that it'll never happen.
Your return can literally be done on a form the size of a postcard.
Yeah.
But did you see? Go look at the comments section. Who is this jamoke, Jack Burton? Boomers are dumber than millennials, and Gen Z is smarter than millennials. Are you serious, my friend? You must be you must be morning drinking. Boomers are dumber than millennials.
Well, here's what I know.
Would you ban the sumbitch,
every
please?
Generation in history has complained about the generation that followed. Always.
Yes.
And every generation in history always thinks they know better than the generation that came before. It's always been that way. So, people your age think people in their 30s are doing it wrong. People in their 30s think people in their 50s are doing it wrong. And it's always been that way. It's the whole color TV is ruining society thing. This has been going on since the beginning of time. I guarantee you, when the wheel was invented, there was a group of old people sitting around complaining about it. I mean, it's always been that way. And it always will. You know, things were better in my day, that kind of thing. And
No,
so
I'm
it's
not
always
saying
been
that
like
things
that.
were better in my day. In my day, we had 5 TV channels and no internet, and you had to go to the library. No, I'll tell you a quick story, Lou. When I have 2 daughters, and when they were about 10 and 7, I introduced, because they got on my last nerve more than once, and I introduced at that point a new punishment for them, something that I hoped would bring them to heel. I called it the 70s. When they came to my house that week, and they pushed me too far, I confiscated their phones. I confiscated their one of them had a tablet. I shut off their internet. I shut off their cable TV, and I said, "Welcome to the 70s. You're going to be here all week. Enjoy it." By the second day, they were out of their friggin' minds. They had no TV. They had tuner TV, which was worthless. They had no internet. They had no phone. They had nothing.
Yeah.
And and that generation is so reliant on all that technology that after 2 days, my daughters were begging me, "Daddy, we'll do anything you want. We'll behave. We'll be nice. We'll pick up our toys. We'll stop fighting." Blah, blah, blah. By the end of the 3rd day, I had proven my point. I turned everything back on. And from that point forward, until they became too old that I couldn't threaten them anymore, and all their textbooks were online and stuff. Whenever they got out of line, all I had to do was say 70s, and they shut up. Don't screw with me.
I took my son's phone. I mean, we've done it before. That's like that's the go-to punishment these days, because that's like the worst thing you can do to a kid these days. And so we've taken his phone before, but he just recently got his phone back from his longest phone punishment stint of his lifetime. It was, I think, 5 days.
Oh my God, he must have been in hell.
Yeah, it was, but well, it doesn't matter what he did, but, that's, when I was a kid, your punishment was go to your room, because what you wanted to do was go outside.
Right.
Now the punishment is go outside.
Exactly. I say, I go to my room. Oh, you mean the room with the supercomputer and the 42-inch 4K TV and the PlayStation?
Yeah.
And the internet? Oh, sure, I'll go to my room, Dad. No problem.
Yeah.
No, now the punishment is either go outside or sit at the kitchen table and do nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's flipped all the. Yeah, all I wanted to do when I was a kid was go outside and ride my bike. Yes, we had bikes in the 17th century, wise asses. I all I want to do is go outside and ride my bike or play with my friends or whatever. And the worst thing they could do to me was send me to my room. Oh, what am I going to do in there? Read a book?
Friction Viction says, do y'all ever take your kid's door off the hinges as part of their punishment? I've never done that one.
I did that. I did that.
What is the point of that? Just to take their privacy away?
Yeah, you take their privacy away, and that way they can't, they don't really know or understand that sound travels even through a closed door. But yeah, I did it twice. But the problem with taking the door off the hinge is the hinge pins usually don't go back in very easily. So it's kind of a pain in the ass to rehang a door. So, but after you've done it once or twice, you've usually proven your point. When you're a parent, you learn real quick that you figure out which punishments work the best and which ones are worthless.
Yeah.
And then you repeat those same punishments like 3 or 4 times, and you finally get your point across, and usually that particular transgression goes away for a while. But yeah,
Now,
after a while, you
my-
can't keep going back to the well. You have to come up with new shit.
My initial thoughts on that, without ever having done it, is if a punishment for my child involves me somehow doing extra work, I'll shy away from that. I don't consider myself a lazy person, but I don't know that I don't know that I'm going to punish you by creating work for myself where I have to take your door off. Now, if the punishment was because of something they were doing in their room with the door closed that they shouldn't have been doing, and I don't even want to think about, my daughter is 13 and she's had a boy over and we made her just leave the door open. But I was a teenager one time too. So I know I know what can happen. So God forbid, but if it was something like that, or maybe I caught her smoking in her room, whatever, anything like that, and it was something that she was doing in her room, and she was doing it because the door was closed, and there's no way she would do that if the door was open type of thing, maybe I would say, you know what, there goes your door. I'm going to take the door off the hinge. But nothing has happened so far that made me even consider that as a punishment.
Now, now you're lucky. You only have one daughter, and I had two. So I had, I had a lot of sleepless nights, but I got them. Let's see, in May of this year, my younger daughter will turn 20. So I have two 20-year-old children, and and yes, they're still children to me. They always will be. But that boggles my mind that I'm going to have two 20-somethings in my life. I mean, I thought it was a major victory for me that in a divorced situation, I got both my daughters to where they are now. Neither one of them are on drugs. Neither one of them smoke, drink, or are pregnant. So... victory.
Here's a funny story. I think most of you know, if you've listened for a while, that me and Mrs. Lou were divorced about 10 years ago. We're actually still divorced, but that's neither here nor there for the purposes of this conversation. But anyway, so we were divorced back in 2011. I was dating this girl, I don't know, 7 or 8 years ago, whatever it was anyway, and she had a rental house. And the rental house had 2 full baths in it. It was a 3-bedroom house, and so you walk in and you're in the living room, and to the left was a hallway, and the master bedroom was at the end of that hallway, and before you got to the master bedroom on the left was a full bath. And it had 2 doors. You could get into the bathroom from the hallway, or you could get in from the bedroom. So it was technically the master bath, but it had a common entrance from the hallway too. And then to the right of the living room was the 2 kids' rooms, and they had their own bathroom down on that end of the house. Well, they kept calling that the plumbing was clogged in the bathroom down there on the kids' end of the house. And, she kept having to send plumbers out there and different things. And anyway, there was so much crap stuffed down the drain. The plumber brought it over like in a grocery bag. I mean, it was like barrettes and hairpins and like a Matchbox car. I mean, it was just the weirdest things were stuffed down this drain. And she got so mad about it and having to send this plumber down there every month to unclog this drain where these kids were sticking all kinds of stuff down the drain on the bathroom down by their end of the house. She hired a contractor and just walled off the bathroom completely.
Jesus.
And told him, you now have 1 bathroom. And if it gets clogged, I'll send somebody down there to fix it. But if they start fishing out Matchbox cars and barrettes and shampoo bottle caps and just whatever down in that drain, then I'm going to wall that one off and dig you a hole in the backyard, and that's going to be it. And she never had another problem. But she kept that second bathroom walled off. I mean, the entire time I was with her, that second bathroom was walled off.
I wonder if your kids were trying to send her a message.
I said, I can't believe you did that. And she was like, well, you know, what am I supposed to do? You know, she was paying the plumber more every month than the profit she was making from renting the house out, you know? She had a contractor go down there and wall the damn thing off. You couldn't go in there at all.
That's drastic. That is drastic.
Yeah.
Geez, I can't even imagine. Hopefully she took that wall out when it was all over, I guess, but geez.
I don't know whatever
That's
happened
crazy.
with that. Yeah.
Yeah. My sister used to kick because if anyone's old enough in the comments to remember a Saturday Night Live character named Rosanna Dana, my sister had hair like that, pretty bad, and it wouldn't behave, especially in Florida humidity. And she got to the point where she was kicking holes in the doors from anger so often that my dad was having to replace a door every month, and he got tired of that. And by then I had moved on to college. He took the doors off of her bathroom, her door, her bedroom, and the bedroom door that used to be my bedroom.
Yeah.
Just took them all off and said, yeah, I'll put them back on when you move out. No, Jack, I do not live in a van down by the river. I live in a very nice
van down by the river.
I live in a very nice townhouse that is all mine and all paid for.
All right, Celine, we got to get out of here so I can stare at the stock market all day. Try to make my $30 or whatever it is today.
I gotta go over.
Actually, look, already today I'm up $172 today.
Congratulations.
Well, now 169. It just went down.
Oh, well.
Now 170. See, this is I see. Again,
don't look at that.
I don't have. See, I go to bed at night. I don't even want to get into this. Pre-market and aftermarket. See, this is the problem. The stock market closes at 4 o'clock, but they have what's called after hours trading that goes till 8. And then the stock market doesn't open till 9:30 in the morning, but they have pre-market trading that starts at, I think, 4 in the morning. And
sounds like early voting.
So stock market closes at 4, and I'm like, oh, I'm up $200. Great. But then when I lay down at night to go to sleep, I'm like, what if it crashes at 4 in the morning while I'm sleeping and I wake up and it drives me up the wall, which is why I can't do the day trading thing. That's just insane. So like all these stocks I bought over the last couple of weeks, this is nothing I bought this morning or Friday or whatever. And like this AMC option that I bought is I'm making $142 on that in 2 days. So like I'll probably sell that today.
The market's flat today. Dow's only up 7 points.
Yeah, but Lou is up 7% today.
Yeah, Lou's doing good.
Lou is up 7% today. So
But everyone, please do not do what Lou is doing.
No, don't do it.
Educating yourself first.
Yeah, don't do it.
Lou is educating himself.
Right.
And Lou's channeling his inner Jewish guy.
Yeah. All right, Celine, I'm going to get out of here. Happy birthday, sir. Try to call into the night show tomorrow if you can. We'll let everybody wish you a happy birthday. I'll mention it on the show anyway, but if you can call in, we'll talk to you tomorrow. But I appreciate you coming on. Shout out to Chess Hall and Scott Kerr too with the traffic report and the fake news. You usually go out to eat with your daughters on your birthday, don't you?
Well, the whole family's going out tomorrow. We're going to my favorite restaurant where I can get duck. I love duck. And they asked me where I want to go for my birthday. What? I like duck. What am I supposed to like?
Mike Reiser, thank you for the PayPal. I'm going to admit, Celine, tell me if you get this. He sends in the jokes.
Yeah.
There's something I'm missing here. This is going completely over my head. So maybe someone will explain it and then I'll feel like an idiot. It says, who's the most popular guy in a nudist colony? The guy carrying 2 cups of coffee and a dozen donuts. Who's the most popular girl at the nudist colony? The girl who eats the last donut. You get it? What am I missing?
Well, what do donuts have?
Holes in them.
Yeah, where are you going to put the hole? Where are you going to put? Think about what you can put through the hole.
Oh, the guy carrying 2 cups of coffee and a dozen donuts. Okay.
Jesus.
Okay. Yeah,
Mike
I
Rising,
do
you hit a
feel
home
stupid
run,
now.
my
I
friend.
do feel stupid now. I get it now. Okay.
Home run, Mike. Home run.
All right. Well, with that, I'm going to get out of here now that I've embarrassed myself by not understanding
I'm gonna
what
tell
should have
that
been
to
an
my
easy
dad.
joke to understand.
I'm going to tell that one to my dad. I'm going over his house right now. I got to tell that one to my dad.
All right. Celine, happy birthday, buddy. I
Thank you,
hope
sir.
I hope 2021 is better than 2020 for you. I'm sure. Shit, I don't know that 21 could be worse for anybody than 20 was. It was so bad. But
Well, 21 so far is better for me than 20.
Great.
So far.
Good. I hope that continues.
Thank you, sir.
You know, you've been here a long time. You're one of my favorite people. You
Thank
know,
you.
and you know why? I'm able to give you a hard time about things. You're able to give it back to me, and it stops there. And
Well, it
that's
has to,
rare.
because
That's
I
rare these
understand.
days. That's rare these days. I can go on your Facebook page and mess with you on your political posts, and you know you can come on here and do what you do and all that kind of stuff, and it stops there. You know, and that's rare these days. And
It is. If the world was more like that, it would be less like it is.
yeah. You know, I'm not on your Facebook page calling you and
No.
whatever the
And-
derogatory term for conservatives is, and you see that everywhere. And you know, me and you are. I consider you. I consider you a friend. You know that. And
Yes, sir.
you know,
And
and
I consider you a friend. You're good people.
We don't have
you are
to-
good and entertaining people.
yeah, and we don't have to vote for the same person or agree on every piece of legislation that ever goes through Congress to be friends. And a lot that's a lost art form. It seems like. But
It's called disagreeing without being disagreeable.
yeah,
And there should be more of that. And it used to be that way. It isn't anymore. If there were more of that, it would be a better place out there.
yeah. So I appreciate everything you do for me here on the channel. You come on anytime I need anything. You're willing to come on, and you've been here a long time. You've supported me in every possible way. So I wish you a happy birthday. I hope you have a great dinner with your family. I hope you get everything you want for your birthday and not what you deserve. I think you would be better off getting what you want than you would be getting what you deserve. But nevertheless, happy birthday, sir. Happy birthday, and we'll talk to you again real soon, I'm sure.
Thank you, my friend.
All right,
Have
buddy.
a good day yourself.
Yeah, you too. All right, Celine Driver, thank you for coming on and being a guest this morning. This week is booked up, but we got some spots next week and the week after and all that. If you want to be a guest on the show, please email me, crazyunclelou@gmail.com, crazyunclelou@gmail.com. We got Grayson coming up tomorrow. We got David on Thursday, and Family Feud on Friday. Family Feud will be fun. We got a bunch of people signed up for that too, so it's going to work out well, I think. Appreciate you all tuning in this morning to the morning show. Got the Lunch Money Show coming up tonight at 10, and me and Pete are going to do one of the bracket, whatever they are that everybody does, the bracket challenge or whatever. And we've got a link and a password for you, and we'll have a contest. We'll see who can get the most right on the bracket challenge or whatever. It's the Wolf of Blue Street. All right, yeah. So that'll be tonight on the Lunch Money Show. We'll talk some college basketball and do one of those bracket challenges. Edward will be calling in tonight to trash talk somebody or something. And who knows what else we'll come up with for the Lunch Money Show tonight. That's at 10 o'clock. And then I'll be back tomorrow for the morning show at 8. Again, Grayson will be the guest. He's the one in all these pictures you guys have been looking at next to the schedule. Not the one with the hot dog in her mouth. That's Friction Vixen. Both of these guys have, both guys, this guy and this girl have great names. Friction Vixen and Traction Jackson. Y'all win something for best names, that's for sure. Anyway, I'm out of here to drool and stare at the stock market numbers all day while I try to think of a video to do. I love you guys, and I will talk to you again real soon. Have a good morning.